Hi, I'm Trisha, and welcome to Flew the Coop. It's been a while since I've posted a video. I think it was May 10th that I posted my last one about my Lulu's meetup that I went to, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And here it is, the 31st, the end of May. And mostly I just was doing stuff. Right after I had posted that video was um, my 50th class reunion, and I went to that. I don't know if I have any pictures because when I go to events, I don't really like to snap a lot of pictures and do stuff because I don't feel like you're really engaged in that event if that's all you're doing is making videos to post for somebody else to see so you can pretend like you were having a joyful time. So I just had a joyful time, and I think I took a few pictures, and some other classmates had posted pictures. So I'll see what I can put up here for you guys to see. So, anyways, it was a pretty nice time. I met quite a few that had went to grade school with me, and I think we only got a picture of five of us, maybe, but I'm sure there was more. Um, in my elementary because we had several different elementary schools to choose from. Not choose from, it depended on where your house was. So I don't even know why I'm telling you all this, but it was really interesting to see all of these people. And I can't say that I really enjoyed high school. I couldn't wait to get out, and, and then I couldn't wait to get married and have children. That's just me. And I don't expect everybody else to feel that same way. So I'm not going to push it on ya, but it was a really wonderful life. I can tell you that much. And I am still in mourning. And tomorrow will be 100 days without my husband. And it's the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. And it's you can't even explain it. It's just part of you is missing, and I just choose to go out and do some stuff. Fly in the coop. When I first made this channel, it was, and I named it Flew the Coop. It had nothing to do with being a widow, and that just kind of fell in my lap. But Fly in the Coop was about just not sitting in the house and getting out and do things. And that's what I did this month is I got out and did things. So after I came back from the Lulu's meetup, I went to the class reunion. A friend of mine, daughter drove us and then picked us back up. I think we got in trouble because we were a little bit late, but we were enjoying ourselves. The reason we had her bring us is not because we were going to be drunk or anything, because neither one of us drink, but the eyes can't drive at night. I had wanted to take my camper and just sleep in the parking lot at the golf club. Uh, I don't know. I wouldn't have minded, but they might have. So I did that, and then I didn't get around to posting it, but I got some bad news, and I want to get the date right. Um, I wrote it down because my mind does not work. So that was on the 16th. And then on the 19th, a friend of my husband and I's passed away. And I'm friends with his wife too. And it was devastating to me because I know what she's going through. And my heart breaks for her. So I've been doing a lot of praying for her, and she'll make it. Um, it'll be the hardest thing she's done too. Um, so that took up some time, and then I had to start getting ready because now I got tears in my eyes and I can't read my own notes. And I don't want this channel to be nothing but a widow's thoughts. I want it to be more. I want it to be so everybody can relate to it and go out and just live your best life because you really don't know how much time you have. So just do it. And there was a comment from a lady who said that she probably was older than me and she was lonely. And yes, I get lonely. I do. Um, but I don't think really there's much that can be done about that. It's going to happen. And I can be lonely in a crowded room. So, because like when I went to the reunion, I really wanted my husband with me. Everybody else had husbands, not everybody. So, anyways, and I found myself, enjoying myself. And that's what you just need to do. Take what enjoyment you can find and when you can find it. So, what was the next thing that I did? I got notes, but I can't see them. Um, I could go get me a flashlight. Did Lulu's way. Okay. Oh, May 20th. That's what I wanted to tell you about. My wedding rings. This is my uh, going steady ring that Wendell had got me back when we were like 16. And my actual wedding ring and an engagement ring actually were stolen. So it what I had and had worn for quite a few years, over about 30 years, um, the diamond on the engagement ring part, the little prongs were sticking out, and I was cutting my little finger and thinking, what is going on with these things? Well, I had to take them off because I did not want to lose my diamond. And I was wearing another fake, some kind of fake ring that I had in there. I wore that when I went to Lulu's Way and stuff because my finger felt naked without it. And it wasn't of good quality. And so then I dug this out and um, put it on. So, anyways, I was going to go to another town that's quite a few towns over. It's quite a few ways to a jeweler that could fix that. And so I traveled all that way. And all that it was, because it was in a smaller town, too. Well, it's a big town. That's a really big town compared to the one I live in. And all they had by the place, the jewelry store, was my parallel parking. And I don't do parallel parking. But there was two spaces, so you just pull in and ease up into that space. And that's what I did. And then my car was saying things about the electrical and it's saving electric. Well, I shut down and I walked a couple blocks to the jewelry store and I got all that done. And I came out and there was a car behind me, of course. So I have to I get in my car and I have to do the pulling up and back and pulling up and back. And my power steering went out. And I'm part way into the traffic and I don't think they're liking it at all. But I'm just, because I'm got to go back some more so I can get clear the car in front of me. And I finally get it out, and I'm thinking I could have left it there and just called AAA from there. But I knew that to find me on this busy street and with the parallel parking, so I thought, well, I will get it. It's running. I will get it around the block and find some place because I'm not really familiar with this here town. And this is the edge of the town, the old part of the town. And so I get it and I get across the busy street and there is a CVS. And I get through it and get into the parking lot, and the parking lot has just one other car on the side that I'm closest to coming in. And I think, okay, I'll back this in so that the tow truck can get it. I don't know why I'm thinking so much into this. So I start to back, and all of a sudden, I hear this like crashing sound, and it just feels like I hit something. And I'm like, there was only one car. I'm not near it. I'm that far away from it. I don't know what I hit. So I get out and look, and there's nothing that I hit. And what my car had done was threw itself into emergency parking brake. And when that went on, it sounded like I hit something. So, um, so anyways, I'm thinking I can't get this all the way in, but the spots are way back because you have the drive-through for the CVS. And I sat for a little while, and I tried starting it again because it wouldn't start, and it wouldn't come out of that parking brake. And I get the parking brake off, and I get back a few more feet. I'm still not back all the way, but I think this is fine. This is fine. I'm in there. And I have to go to the bathroom really, really bad because I traveled quite some ways to get to this town. And I go to the door of the CVS, and they said no public restrooms. Well, being a camper person, and this is on a busy intersection. And so you could go walk up to a light and cross over, but all there is office buildings and stuff. There's not a place. There is a rental place that's over the hill where I'm parked at. And there was a gentleman that was walking over there, and I said, "Do you know where there's a public restroom?" And he says, "Well, we don't allow people to use ours." So I go back into the CVS, and I thought I'll find a bucket or something to go in. At this moment, I don't care. And it wouldn't be the first time I've went in a bucket. So there's nobody that works there. I don't know where all the people that work at these places go to or what happens to them. I just think they can't get any help or something. So I'm walking back towards the back of the store. I'm looking around to see where the household items are and where a bucket would be. And there is a woman that's in the pharmacy part, and she says, "Can I help you?" And I says, "Well, I need to go to the bathroom, and since your bathrooms are broken, I was wondering if you guys sell buckets." And she looks at me like I don't know, I'm green or with horns or something. I don't know. And she says, "No, we don't sell buckets." And I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking, she's no help. She won't tell me where a bowl or anything. I don't care at this moment. Um, So as I'm walking out over to the side, I see the Depends, and I think, okay, I'll get a package of those because my mother-in-law wears those. I'll get them in her size. Not that I'm going to wear them because I couldn't even see that, but I thought, okay, if I get something that I can put them in to absorb the urine, I'm one step closer, right? Um, I am just really divulging a lot of what some people would say personal, and some others might say too much information there. So, anyways, it worked. It's not the first time I went to the bathroom in my car. And then after I went, I remembered I had these little, I don't even know if I have one in this camper. Um, they're just a portable toilet, it says, but really what they are is it folds out into a plastic bag, that comes off of like a little kind of like a funnel that a man or a woman could use. And but I forgot about it. And next time I'll remember. So, anyways, um, I get back, and now I feel better, so I can actually make a phone call to the AAA. But before that, I'm finding out I should not call my kids because um, they get kind of, I don't know if it's worried or concerned about me, and then it feeds on mine. And once I just say, eh, eh, and just do it myself, I can do it. So I called the AAA, and then they're going to send out, the um, tow truck, and I wait for them. And they finally get there and they're going to drop me off at the place. And I had called ahead of time to talk to our mechanic to see, the address and everything so I can tell the tow truck people and everything where to take me. And when I call, he says, "Well, our we don't have any place to park any more cars. Can you bring it in a few days?" And I said, "No," because and I tell him where I'm at, and he says, "Okay, go ahead and bring it in." So um, I ride with the tow truck guy, and I didn't want him to bring me home. I wanted to just, and it worked out because my daughter was on her way home, and she kind of got home at the same time I was getting I mean, to our house. No, to the mechanic's place. I don't know where she was going at the same time. And well, that was, what did I say? I can't even remember, the 20th. And here it is, the 31st. I called yesterday, well, the 30th, so 10 days later, and asked him, and he said he was getting ready to pull it in to check it. He thinks it's the alternator because where it just lost power and everything. And I told him about how it had done it before because when I was low on transmission fluid, my car automatically has its mind of its own, and I guess it's a safe a thing to keep you from blowing up your engine or something. It starts shutting down, and that's what I had thought was going on there. And I had got some distilled water from the CVS to put in it, and so anyway, so I told him about that too, and he says he will check into all that too. I don't know. Um, my mother-in-law keeps saying, "Oh, sometimes you just get a bad car because where it's a used car, and we just bought it in July." Um, I don't think that's it. I think there is something wrong with it, and it's just keeps being the same thing. So I am getting used to calling AAA. So, and I was a little bit scared of that when I went to Lulu's Way. That what if I broke down or something? And actually, after I got on the road, I didn't think about it. And on the way home, I didn't think about it. Uh, and I don't know, just sometimes things happen. So now, if it does happen, I feel like I'm getting used to knowing how to call this here AAA. And I do have AAA for RV too, so I should be covered. And I can tow it back home as long as I'm not 100 miles away. But most of the places that I think I would like to go are 100 miles away. Yeah, I've been working on that, and I've been calling the lawyer because I'm trying to figure out how close my stuff is to getting this camper van in my name, um, and the house, because I've told you guys before about how it's in both of our names, but it doesn't have a survivorship on it. And I don't even understand that because what? They're going to take half of it and give it to somebody else? I don't know. And the will leaves everything to me, of course. So I just have to go through probate. And your name gets out there because I've always got a lot of calls with people wanting to buy my house, and they're the most irritating calls around. If I was going to sell my house, I guess I could figure that out. And so I'm now getting text messages, and they're saying things that they saw me on the docket and wanted to know if I wanted to sell my house. No. So anyway, I just don't like that. I don't like all your information out there, and that's why I try to keep my city private on here. And I would love to meet up with some of you. I really would. And there are many of you on here that I have got to know. Uh, and but I don't know how to do that. Maybe eventually I'll have some different things that we can talk on. But I don't want to put my name out there, and I don't want to put my town out there. There's just too many crazy people out there. I'm a little crazy too. So that was that. And I broke down. Oh, And the 23rd, yeah, the 23rd, May 23rd, I went to the Mohican River. It's Mohican. You'll hear me when I say it, you'll hear it as a G, like Mohegan, Mohican, but it's Mohican River. And my son has a camper on the river, and so does my nephew. And it was my nephew's birthday party, and he was having a party. And so I drove down because you had to get the site for 3 days because it was a holiday weekend. And I drove down on the Friday, and his party was the Saturday. And I was okay because I just walked to hit, because he's got a new spot on the river because his spot used to be more on a different street. And my son, he went from that side across the way to the other side next to the river. So they both got a river spot, and they both are nice spots. I think I took some pictures. So I'll put those up here. And no, I will put them all the way. What a creepy voice. So um, I went there, and so I just really just hung out for Friday night. And it wasn't a very long trip. I think like maybe an hour and a quarter, or maybe an hour and a half, depending on which way you went, because the GPS took me through some windy once you got close there. I would have rather went further out, but it just took me through all this windy roads and up and down hills, and um, I think maybe the hills are from glaciers. I don't know, or if that's more more north, east, northeast. Um, so, anyways, it is after an Indian. There are some Indian mounds around, I think, in that area. Ohio has quite a few Indian mounds and other things. So, yeah, and they have Indian Lake. And I do like that lake. And there's some friends of my husband and I. Well, really, it started out as his friends, but they've became my friends that have a camper at Indian Lake. And they have a pontoon boat too. And so I'm thinking I will go there sometime this summer too. And maybe take my stand up paddleboard and set on it in the lake. So I enjoy the stand-up paddle boards, but I don't stand up on them. I sit on them, Indian style. Maybe that's not politically correct to say Indian style, but I'm going to be at an Indian lake. So I did that, and that was about all because seems like I just got home from Mohegan, but I've been so tired this week, and more than just tired, was going through some depression. Um, I'm coming out of it. I can feel myself coming out of it. Oh, I didn't even finish telling you about my nephew's birthday party, because his kids were there um, for the Saturday, and their uncle had brought them down and took them back. And it was really fun when I was with the kids, and I will put some pictures of that because I played on the merry-go-round with them. We did the jungle gym, we did the slide, we did the teeter-totter. I'm trying to think. Um, and then I played basketball with, that was just with the girls, and then I played basketball with um, with all of them, the girls and the boys. I don't think I have any pictures of that. Um, I thought I could win on horse, and I was doing pretty good. And then, when you have a great nephew that can jump and touch the rim, I just, I, I, I lost, but not big time. No, not big time. So, um, when they left, I was kind of bummed because the party was not my cup of tea. And yeah, I but, but his sister, my niece, is having a birthday party here today. So I'm probably going to have to wrap this up so I can get over to her house so I don't have to travel as far. So, but so that is how I'm going to wrap. Her birthday was yesterday, and so yeah, I'm just ending this month um, at another party and going out and flying the coop. And but I'm wanting to do and take you along on some more fun things because right now I am just into myself and doing this, and I have all these videos in my head of how I want to do it, but when it comes back down to it, I don't have time to edit these things and do all that stuff. So, oh, and I wanted to say, uh, I have to use this camper to drive anywhere. And my son, uh, I had got the generator to go, and it went for like 20 minutes. And I ran the heat in here because I haven't been able to get it since before when Wendell before Wendell passed away because I had it on then, and it just went off, and it won't stay on. And then mostly I thought it was bad gas. So after all those trips and all the fill ups, I thought it might work, and it did work. But then it stopped working again. And so my son decides he's going to crawl under there because it's in under here and it's really low to the ground. And he took the cover off and he was trying to do stuff, and he was thinking we should get an oil filter, I mean a gas filter. I think it's a gas filter, yeah, and put a new one in it, see if that's it, if there was bad gas in it or something. And then he got called away. And I didn't have any cars because he's using my husband's truck because his truck is in the shop. And so I was sitting there, I need a vehicle. And I never used to need a vehicle, but yep, I needed one. So I made him yesterday, and it was raining. And yeah, because it was yesterday when he mowed. And I said, you've got to get under there and put that back. So he's doing this in the rain, trying to, because he had to hook the, I don't know, like the pipe back up, one of the pipes that intakes for probably fresh air or something. I don't know. And he couldn't get it to go, and he had to keep getting different tools and different tools. And he finally got that up. And then I had cleaned up the cover uh, that went over top of it because it was kind of rusted on the bottom, but it was also the foam or something that they had in it to keep it from rattling had all decayed, and it was a mess. Oh, and I should show you when I was on the trip to Lulu's, I lost the cover. The cover came off that covers, it's like that big of a hole that you could reach in for the propane tank to fill the propane tank and everything. And this cover fell off. And so I went to, and I don't know what day, I didn't write that down. I had, when I had got, I don't know, when I got back sometime, I had went and got that like a baseboard, but it's not a baseboard. It's that rubber that a lot of people use in the kitchen under the kitchen cabinets. And it has that little tiny lip on the bottom. And it was only like $3 for a great big old piece of it. And I cut out a piece that would fit on there because the metal did that, made that little lip. And so I got that. And I think when I put it on, I'm trying to figure out how to attach it because the clip had broke off. And my son wants to redo it and rivet the stuff in there and put washers on. I don't know. I'm not into that much stuff. I'm thinking of mixing up some epoxy, the kind that is two parts, and yeah, make it into like a Play-Doh, Play-Doh. And yeah, I think I'll, well, put it on that one clip that is broken because the broken clip never would turn anyways. And we would just slide that metal in under it and then turn the other one. So I'm thinking I'll just make it like it's stationary again, and I'm hoping that this rubber molding will do the job because it looks funny with a hole. I'll put a picture up there if I take one. I don't know. So I got that means that I'm going to have to edit a lot of this. So I don't know when I'll get it up. Next month? I'm going to try. So all I got to say now is later, taters. Bye for now.